Hi guys. Okay, I'm going to do a quick little trying to conceive update for you. I know that the audio and even probably the video isn't perfect on this, but I am using my laptop webcam for this quick little update. It seems like it's the easiest way to do it. So I know this is the first trying to conceive update that I have done on my new channel. Um, I am really excited to start to share this part of my life with you because I think we might actually be getting somewhere. So that's really exciting. I have not been to my RE in and RE is reproductive endocrinologist if you are not part of the trying to conceive community. A reproductive endocrinologist is a doctor who specifically works with you for the purpose of getting pregnant and also for, I think it's like hormone imbalances and stuff like that. So I have polycystic ovary syndrome, otherwise known as PCOS, which you've already seen that label on some of my other videos that I've been talking about with my Whole30 journey. I do want people to be able to find me if they have PCOS and they're thinking about doing the Whole30. So you've seen that, and that's what that is, polycystic ovary syndrome. To give you an idea, let me find the right picture. Of what polycystic ovary syndrome means is what happens with a normal female. A normal female's body, you have two ovaries, and each month, like one ovary will produce a follicle that can be ovulated, and then the next month, the other ovary typically will develop a follicle large enough, and then you will ovulate. Well, with women with polycystic ovary syndrome, we have irregular cycles. Most women with PCOS have irregular cycles, and what happens is neither one of your ovaries produce a dominant follicle. We just have lots and lots of little follicles that hang out and around the edges of the ovary, and none of them actually become the dominant and grow to the point where they're large enough to cause the hormone shift in your body that tells the ovary to release that dominant follicle. So to kind of show you what I'm talking about, this is my ultrasound. This is my right ovary, and you can see it kind of looks like this string of pearls in the dark area right here. Looks like a bunch of little bubbles. Those are all follicles, and none of them are dominant. They are all about the same size and fairly small. A dominant follicle would be taking up a lot more space within the ovary than what you're seeing here. So anyways, so I have polycystic ovary syndrome. Alright, so the last time I went to the RE is when I got those pictures, and we made a decision as a team that I was going to be allowed to go ahead and move forward with Clomid and all this stuff. So that was 2 years ago, I think. And lots of things happened in between that made it not possible for us to go that route. I mean, usually the reasons were caused by finances. Just doing Clomid and a trigger shot is not that expensive, but for us it is. But it's not when you compare it to like doing an IUI or going through IVF or anything like that. The cost is very minimal compared to those procedures. But for us, spending about $500 per cycle is pretty significant for us, and so it really has been hard to find the right time for us to be able to afford to do it. We're both teachers, so we work on a 10-month teaching school schedule, and so there are very big chunks of time where we don't have an income, and that's really hard on us. We actually end up spending, after summer goes and my husband's out of work for 2 months and I'm out of work for 1 month, it takes us almost until Christmas to catch up on everything and feel like we have money flowing again and we can set money aside to save. But then, of course, Christmas is there, so you're buying gifts and doing all of that. So then we're spending money then, and then before we know it, it's spring break again. So it's really tough for us to find like the perfect time to do this. And I just keep telling my husband that, you know, there's never going to be the perfect time. We're always going to have financial, you know, little financial struggles or other things that come up, but we just need to make this a priority. So we've decided that it's time to make it a priority. Both of us definitely want to get the ball rolling on this. We're much more serious about getting it done and taking care of it now than we ever have been. So I made an appointment. This is my update. I made a restart appointment with my reproductive endocrinologist for November 6th. I think it's a Thursday, and it's around 2:30 in the afternoon. And my plan at that appointment is to tell the doctor that I'm going to start Provera that day or the next morning, and I want to do the next cycle should be Clomid with a trigger shot. Also, if you didn't come from my previous channel, I'll give you a little bit of history. My mother also has PCOS, and when she conceived all three of her children, my brothers and myself, she required Clomid and the trigger shot with all three of us. So I definitely think most likely I will probably also need Clomid and the trigger shot. In the past year, we have tried Femara, which my doctor cannot prescribe to me because my insurance is through Kaiser, and legally my doctor cannot prescribe a medication that is not designed for that use. So on the FDA label, infertility is not labeled for this medication for the use of it. So for the use of Femara. So I did, I think it was 3 cycles unmonitored of Femara with different doses, and none of them were successful. So I definitely feel comfortable with making the decision now to move on and try the Clomid, and I'm just going to insist that we do the trigger shot, or plan to do the trigger shot. So it's probably going to be about $500 to $600 per cycle to do it, but at this point we just really want to get the ball rolling on it. So we've been trying to set money aside, but we did have to, you know, go into a little bit of debt this summer with our jobs, you know, and so we're trying to pay that back. I am in need of some dental work, follow-up dental work, so we're going to get that taken care of. And yeah, so I mean, I'm really excited. It's definitely on the priority list to get it taken care of and done. And I think if everything goes as I'm planning it to go, if I'll go to my doctor's appointment on November 6th. I'll start Provera. My period will probably start on November 16th-ish, approximately 10 days later. And then I'll have a ultrasound that I have to do between cycle days 1 and 5. That'll be my baseline ultrasound. And then I'll need to come back in, I think I have to go back in between like cycle days 11 and 13 or something like that, 12 and 15, for them to see if the follicle, if I have a dominant follicle and if I'm close to ovulation. And at that appointment, they will tell us when to use the trigger shot. And that's that you have to do at home in the evening, because then I believe you come back the next day or something, and they check to see, they either do an ultrasound or they do blood work again to see if you truly ovulated. So if I do my math correctly, if I start my cycle on November 16th, then I should ovulate at the very end of November, and then I should be able to take a pregnancy test around mid-December. That's when my period should come, or I should be pregnant. So that's kind of exciting. I know it feels a little bit far away still, but I know that I'll be busy with work and the holidays and everything else, so I know it'll go by fast enough, and before I know it, the appointment will be here. But it does seem kind of far right now. Alright guys, well, that's my update for now. So I have my appointment on November 6th, and we will be doing Clomid, and hopefully she will approve the use of the trigger shot. So, alright guys, if you have any questions, I know it's been a long time since I've done a Trying to Conceive update, and I've never done one on this channel, but on my previous channel I had done one a long time ago. So if you have any other questions for me, just let me know. I'm glad and happy to answer any of them. And I'd love to hear your stories or experiences if you've done this too. I know there's a huge community through YouTube of moms that are trying to conceive or that were trying to conceive and now have their little babies. And some of you are actually on baby number 2 that I started following and who got me into doing YouTube anyways. So, all right, that's enough chit chat. I've been rambling on and on and on, and I am done. So have a great night, guys, and I will catch up with you all later. All right, bye.